We wanted the smoke, so let's bring the fire. We're igniting the drama and chaos. This is Matches and Mayhem. We are your ride or die hosts, Rock, the double agent, Raquel, the cutthroat Contessa. Get ready for reckoning as we dive into season 40 of the challenge Battle of the Eras.
This is the Purge, the forever Purge.
What an episode! What an episode! Wow.
Indeed, yeah. They're hitting all the classics for the challenge. So, for instant reaction, we're gonna do our three big things from the episode. We'll try to keep a spoiler light, but just go watch the episode before you you watch this.
Can't promise anything.
So, big thing number one. So it's the Purge episode. We got a Purge episode. Last guy, last girl, automatically out. What you think?
So I thought it was hilarious. I thought I was seeing things when first I love TJ. TJ was like, "No, not this is not a what did he say? He was just like, "We're not one person isn't going home." And then it got quiet. Everyone got so excited. He's like, "This is a purge." And I knew it's strictly purges are survival mode. Like you're not even thinking. It's like, I don't know. Everybody, I have a lot of feelings. But my adrenaline, my anxiety started as soon as he said it's a purge. Because
when there's a Purge episode, you really see who you're a fan of because there's no elimination. There's no like second chance if you don't do good. You're going home if you get last, and that's it. And so we get nervous. We're like, oh, do we want to go home? Who do we not want to go home? And yeah, I think it's safe to say, spoiler alert, Nehemiah, man. I was rooting for him. I've liked his arc this season. He's the calmness of the house. He's the house yogi. I feel like he's brought the good energy, and it was tough, man. I didn't expect him to go home on this one. I thought he was well set up. I thought he'd be a little bit better on the puzzle, but yeah, I'm pouring one out for Nehemiah.
Yeah. I will say that I wanted him to go far. I really did. But I respect the way that he went out because despite the heat, despite like couldn't figure out the puzzle, he kept going back and he just didn't give up. And I think that that's the kind of player that truly commands respect. I don't know. For me, it's like, yo, you can go home, but I totally respect your game. I understand now. I don't know why it took me 40 seasons, but I understand now when TJ's like, I hate quitters. And again, spoiler alert.
I feel like you were throwing shade at this other one. I don't respect you. I don't respect your game. I don't respect the quit in you.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Laurel just like quitting because, and I get it, it's Vietnam. It's probably easily over 100 degrees, but you stirred the pot early on, calling everybody out of their name, starting all this drama, all their beef. And the second that she feels uncomfortable or the second that she feels like she's losing control of the narrative, she decides to quit. And I can't respect that. I cannot respect that at all. So that's all I got to say about that.
The funny thing is, she's going to want to call this a quit versus you just lost, which I don't think that's any better. Like, at least if you lost, you lost. Like, you couldn't get the shit done. It was difficult for everybody. But why would you actively say, I'm quitting? It doesn't make no sense. You were the loser, but why would you want to say you're quitting in front of TJ out of all people? You can never say you don't respect someone else's game anymore. You quit in a mini final. Not even a final. In a mini final.
In a mini final. A mini final. And the thing is that like a lot of like the female players were saying this, she was a threat. People were scared of her. They were intimidated. So she could have won just on that basis alone, that people just didn't want to go against her. She could have won. I to me it's a little bit, if I was like a diehard Laurel fan, which there are Laurel fans out there, it's a little bit of a, I feel like of a like
Point him out. Point him out. Who's a diehard other than Johnny Bananas?
They're out there. You go searching through the TikToks and stuff. They are out there. I would be pissed. I feel like it's just a little bit of a like betrayal might seem too far, but it's just like, girl, bye. Like, I can't. For what? You did this for what? For what?
You know, I don't want to hear the spinning that she's going to do on social media. I'm avoiding, I think I'm just going to avoid social media in general right now. But part of it is I don't want to hear Laurel saying, you know, I really didn't want to be in this game. I was there, but I had things back home. I don't want to hear the excuses. You got beat, and so you try to play it off like you're above it. For her little temper tantrum was like, they're literally torturing us.
Yeah.
Girl, get over yourself.
It's like,
Done.
I don't want to be tortured.
We lost it. I feel like the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. We lost the good vibes in the house with Nehemiah, which is a shame, but we lost the bad vibes in the house with Laurel. So there you go.
Good riddance. Good riddance.
So successful purge? Yes? No?
Yeah, 1,000%.
I feel
Sad
like
to
it
see
was
Nehemiah
needed.
go, but it was, yeah, it was needed.
Yeah,
And
there's
it was
a lot of people in this game. It'll affect people. Corey, Bananas, like people are losing alliance members. So I think it was a good time. It's a big thing too of the episode, and that is this ongoing deliberation beef between Johnny and Tori. So they find themselves, Tori's one of the winners. Johnny has had the target, we know from last week, and he's just not hearing any of it. And I guess my question to you is, should he hear Tori out, even though he knew he was getting voted in?
No. What is that gonna, that I feel like that wouldn't solve anything. The gap that they need to bridge is far longer and wider than a conversation sitting at a round table. It's like she can say what she needs to say. Bananas is going to have his feelings. I feel like the game, they're not in this conversation long enough for them to bridge the distance between them right now. So I don't think a conversation is worth having. So, no, he shouldn't hear her out.
I just feel like, you know, Johnny playing such an upfront game to let people know where he draws his lines in the sand. Sometimes it may hold him back. And I think, you know, it doesn't cost you anything to just smile and nod and be like, you know what? I get it. Jordan's your ex-boo. This one's not in your hands. You know, it's me. But he wants to act all butthurt, which I agree with him. He didn't throw the first shot at Devin, and Tori's holding him accountable, but not Devin for starting this beef. But I just feel like, you know, making making worse enemies in the house keeps that target on your back. And, you know, it's a choice. It's a strategy choice. And we'll see if it works out. But so far, this kind of burned the whole house down. You're stuck in that house that's burning. So I don't know. I'm a little dubious, but he's the champ for a reason.
I mean, part of it could be just like self-preservation. It's like, why invest energy in a conversation that you don't want to have, even if it's a good strategy? Like, we don't know if that's a good strategy to hear her out. If at the end of the day, it's not something that he finds conducive to whatever it is he's trying to do, then there's no reason to have it. It's not going to go anywhere.
It's, you know, right now Tori has her guard up, and it's lighting an extra fire under her during these challenges, thinking she has to win or she's going to get a target on her back.
Mhm.
But I think, like we've said in the past, if you make people comfortable, people getting comfortable in the game is not good for their game because they lower their defenses. They're not kind of suspicious of everybody. I feel like when the Vacation Alliance first got targeted, they were too comfortable in this game. And what happened? Two of them went home instantly. And so I just think, I wonder if Bananas would have taken the road of, all right, let Tori feel comfortable again so that every challenge she's not coming out trying to win it and target me. And let's see if that works. And then I get my revenge another day. So, but
The thing is, that's if you have the opportunity to get your revenge another day. You know, you're also gambling in that sense. Like, let me be on her good side so I don't get the target, but then miss out on these other opportunities to either build other relationships. Because also being Johnny and Tori, like being on the same team would mean what? That Jordan would also be on his alliance, Corey,
I'm not saying
maybe
be on the
like,
same team. I'm not saying make an alliance. I'm
well, the
saying
reason why I say that is because Tori has all these people that are against Bananas that don't want him to go to the final. So what does that really do for his game?
it's not about having her be a number for him. But right now, her antenna is up. She feels the fire because she knows Johnny is pissed and coming at her.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point is just to make her feel like, you know what? Water under the bridge, whatever. This is not conducive to my game or yours until he can strike back. But right now, every time he's getting the chance to vote somebody in, she won. So he's
Mm-hmm.
not getting any chance. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I just think try to let it die down, but he's not going to do that. So it's a moot point. You know, we'll
Mm-hmm.
see if it works out for him. You know who it is working out for is Jordan because he's just like
He's sitting back.
he got a target on his back and no one even looked his way at all. And I mean, Kylan is sitting there, and maybe he knew he was never gonna convince Tori, so it's also a moot point. But he's sitting there, is like, this is the one guy who came close to me in the challenge today. And Kylan said it right. He's feeling confident, but he shouldn't be overly confident because it's the mini final. It's not the full final. That's a whole different
Mm-hmm.
hell. And he hasn't been
Totally.
there, and Jordan has been 4 times, like he told us. I think he's actually been to the final more, but he's won it 4 times, going for 5. So we'll see. We'll see. That's a little extra. Let's go to our third big thing, which is another rift in the house. So we get to elimination. We're not going to talk about that. We'll save that for the full pod. But during elimination, Michelle calls out Josh, calls him out for rooting for the guy who's against Michelle, which is Johnny. And she kind of takes offense to that, even though Josh says he's rooting for both challengers. So
Mm-hmm.
who's in the right there? Who's in the wrong?
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're never gonna fool me again. No,
My
like,
gosh.
sorry. No, I, I, I don't know why this is so surprising every time it happens. Like, he's friends with all of y'all. He's friends with all of you guys. Like, he will root for all of you guys at any point. He will backstab you, all of you guys. Why? Because he's friends with all of you guys. Why is that so hard to understand? I feel like she's not over exaggerating, overreacting a little bit,
No,
only
Michelle?
because
Really?
she's overreacting. Like, he's saying good job Bananas, good job Theo. He's saying good job to both of them. Just like, take that energy elsewhere. You're not going to make it to a final anyway, so just save your energy to try to make it to a final. You don't like Michelle.
It's definitely the pot calling the kettle an annoying motherfucker because these are both people that irk others to all ends. Both are wrong. I don't even know how it works, but both are wrong. One is just like, shut up, stop rooting for everybody, just keep quiet. And the other one's just like, shut up, you're going in anyway.
Yeah.
Like nobody cares.
And it
No one's going home because Josh was like, good job, good effort. So you can like shut the fuck up. Like
yeah. And it's only when it impacts that player is when they decide to call it out. But he's never not shown this part of him. He's never, and you know what? Props to him for like being consistent and very predictable. Props to him. Like he hasn't really changed at all. Like we know his strategy. We know what he's doing. Everything he does, we could have guessed it. So props to him. Everybody else needs to fuck off. Like, sorry. I don't feel bad for her.
No, I definitely don't feel bad for her. She's just so bothered. Like she's so
Like
nervous
you,
because and like okay, your game's on the line. Like fucking have a little bit of composure here. But no, you anybody says anything, she turns around and is like, you know what? Your game's going against mine. Did you know that? I was like, bitch, do I look like I care? My game's going great. That's what Josh was like. My game is awesome because whoever goes home doesn't matter. The other person's still on my side. Like, and this whole thing about backstabbing, I just got pushed back a little bit. Because, like you said, it's not backstabbing if everybody can expect it and see it coming. Like
right. But that's their interpretation of it, which is ridiculous.
Josh is not going on like secret rendezvous with Johnny and being like, "Don't tell anybody we're friends." Right? But he's like sleeping in the same room now. He's like, I'm era 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all together, whatever. Take that, math. And he's going on vacations with Tori, so it's
Yeah.
you know he's not hiding anything. Everybody sees where his loyalties lie. They just when it's convenient for them, they're
Exactly.
they're calling it out. And here it's not convenient for Michelle.
Yeah. So that was the episode.
Yeah, it look that thing's gonna bubble into next week. We'll see where it goes. But those were our instant reactions. We'll pod the full thing with the whole crew and dive in deeper. But who do you guys think is more annoying, Michelle or Josh?
Put in the comments. Team Josh all the way.
Wait, Team Josh more annoying or Team Josh is the
Josh
man, is the king? All right.
Nah.
Hashtag Team Josh more annoying. Bye.